We got lithium batteries. Utter boat devastation. There is so much stuff down here, and also in the cockpit. Quite scary. Hey everybody, and welcome back to SV Blown Away. In this week's video we are tackling the lithium battery installation whilst on anchor in Greece in a heat wave. For those of you that are new here, my name is Ian and I have lived on this rusty old tub over 20 years. And let's take a quick recap on last week's video where we were stripping out our electrical system on anchor. The AC chargers, the charge controllers for the 12 volt panels, the charge controller for the 24 volt panel, which is a problem because it doesn't accept lithium, and my inverter. Now, whilst all of this equipment is fully functional, it's only about 8 years old, some of it will not convert to the lithium batteries. And because we're heading into summer season, the marinas are crazy busy and stupidly expensive. Hence we're doing this sitting on anchor. Wind generator off, solar panels off. And with my DC system disabled, it's time to rip out all of the wiring and old batteries. There is 8 lead acid truck batteries sitting right there. And with all of my lead acid batteries removed from the boat, we cannot even start the engine. I am 100% reliant upon the set of my anchor. So the pressure is on to get this job done before the weather changes and we test how good that anchor is. We do have the generator running pretty much constantly just to operate the fans inside the boat because the heat is absolutely oppressive. Now, using my little portable generator, I am able to power up my AC system. This will allow me to run the fridge via the tiny inverter that came with it. It also allows me to run some AC fans because of course there's a heat wave. It will have to be balanced. So all of this kit is the Victron equipment that I've been waiting to fit. Well, that's a rather boring pile of stuff. Let's change the backdrop. Now that's much nicer. So what is in that pile of stuff, Dr. Jan? Tell me. So to begin with, we are wiring up the 12 volt battery system. 2 Renogy LiPo batteries wired in parallel. They are 200 amps apiece. That will give me a 400 amp source of power. And because the batteries are lithium, 80% of that power is usable. So let's see how we push it around our electrical system. First off, the power cables from those batteries are going into a bus bar with equal lengths of cable. They'll then be put through a manual switch so that they can be disconnected if need be for maintenance. Once out of the switch, they will go into a shunt. Now the shunt is going to measure the power in and out of the batteries. And adding in more bus bars, because all of my loads in and out of these batteries need to be on the correct side of the shunt for them to register. So all of my cabling will be after these bus bars going to the consumer units. So let's take a look at the charging sources. Blown Away has quite a vast array of solar panels. I also have a Rutland 1200 wind generator. And these green charging sources have trips or thermal load switches to switch them off in the event of a problem. And these charging sources are going through an MPPT controller from Victron. I also have an AC charger from Victron that will work via my generator or shore power. That feeds back to the bus bars, goes through the shunt, through the switch, to the main bus bars, which then feed back into the batteries. So let's address the 24 volt system. Why do I still have it? Well, this boat was built as 24 volt with a reducer to feed the 12 volt system. All of the big consumers on this boat are 24 volt. Water maker, the fridge, the freezer, the windlass. Basically, I have to duplicate the 12 volt system in the same way. Bus bars, charge controllers, etc. And when you link batteries in series, you multiply the voltage but not the amps. And if all of that electricity is confusing, then I suggest you go over to look at the boat how-to website run by Nigel Calder, who needs no introductions, and Dr. Jan Athenstad, who is a good friend of mine. I have shared an anchorage with this guy many times and discussed electric boat. I'll leave you to figure out how that conversation went. I have a weather window and the forecast is nothing but good weather, so I'm planning on getting these installed. They were charged, they've been charged a couple of times, but they do need boosting back up again just to get them all, just to get all of the sails at the same level. So I just very quickly attached this and plugged it in, and I'm going to leave that to charge. Currently running the generator to do exactly that. Now on paper, one of these batteries should fit in this compartment under the navigation. Because previously there were 2 lead acid batteries in the compartment.
I've not put the fridge compressor there. What? Damn it.
For me to make that fit, I only need to move the fridge compressor. Nightmare of a job, going to work out expensive. Remove all those cables and reroute them. That's not happening. Or rehouse the batteries.
Okay. Not many batteries going in there then. Bugger. I was hoping that would fit under that cable. Okay. 2 in there, 2 in there. Damn it. Have to make up new trays. That's annoying. I was kind of hoping to get away with it. Okay, let's get one system in anyway. I guess there I have to pack out the trays and make sure this is strapped, and then the other one's going to have to sit there. Oh man. Okay, this is the cabling for the 24s. The 24s are going to have to go into the clothes locker under my bed, which means all of this will have to be removed and rewired. Damn it. That is so not what I wanted. So on paper they fit. The measurements of the batteries fit to the trays lengthwise, but the actual reality of getting them into the space doesn't work. Unfortunately, it does not work. Please go under the exhaust. Please go under the exhaust. So the stainless steel trays that you see these batteries sitting on were built for truck batteries when I put the engine into this boat about 8 years ago. These batteries were never meant to fit these trays, and I know I have to make new trays to suit these batteries. I cannot do it on anchor where I am at the moment. It just is not possible. So I want to temporarily mount these batteries and get the electrical system in and working, because in the winter months it'll be an easy job for me to take these trays out and remake them. For the time being, to protect the base of these batteries, I've put a plywood board in. And when I remake these stainless steel trays, I can make them the same shape as the battery, move them further midships and drop them a little bit lower so that they don't interfere with all the hoses. It's only millimeters, but it's enough to be a ball ache. But for now, I just want to get all of this lot working. That's where my 12 volt system is going to live. So I now know where the 12 volt system will be. Let's take a look at where the 24 volt will go. Having evicted all of the bedding, which I will thin out because there was far too much of it. So now it never comes to visit, why do I need that much bedding? The 2 lithiums are now in this compartment. It's only taken up about 1/3 of it, which is quite good. I need to get my hands on some more plywood to partition this, so I'll grab some more ply at some point and partition this off and put a panel over the top of it as well, just so those batteries are in. They are staggered, one's higher than the other, which is a bit annoying, but it's sitting on part of the frame, so I may have to try and raise the level of it slightly when I've got some more wood. but I don't have the materials right now, and there's no one nearby locally that I can buy it from. So I'll fit these in so that all my electrical system is up and working, and then I think during the winter I'll just pull the batteries out, leave all the electrical system in, pull the batteries out, and then make new trays for all of them. Won't take long.
And it's time to start unpacking all of the parcels to find the components of the system. We're starting with the 12 volt and the AC charger, because once the batteries are connected to the system I need some way to charge it, and the AC chargers are the quickest. I can connect them fast and they will run from my generator.
So I'm going to concentrate on the 12 volt system today and then come back to the 24 volt system. The clock is ticking. I would like to have an anchor light running tonight, and I would like to have the floor panels back down.
Now Blown Away has a steel hull, which many of you understand is conductive, almost as conductive as a copper cable. So I don't really want any stray currents heading into the hull causing corrosion, and I certainly don't want 240 volt AC finding its way to the hull and anybody touching a wire, a frame or anything else and electrocuting themselves. I am not an electrician. So I'm going to mount everything on nylon chopping boards, and then I'm going to bond the nylon chopping boards to the hull.
So my plan at the moment is to get this so at least I can run my little petrol generator to recharge the batteries. I just need to connect it all into the system to get it working. As per usual, this is not an educational video.
At the moment I'm fitting the two main bus bars. Cables from the batteries will run to these bus bars, enabling me to wire this in parallel, giving me 12 volts. And I'm temporarily connecting the battery charger directly to these terminals, allowing me to charge the system from my generator. These cables will be moved shortly because they need to be the other side of the shunt, so that I can monitor the input from the AC chargers going into the batteries. So with a basic charging system made up for an overnight fix, I can turn my attention to the battery cables. Now the Renogy batteries that I'm using can draw up to 200 amps, so the cables I'm using are suitable for that amount of power draw, even though it's highly unlikely they will ever pull that much power. Now for those of you that have watched my channel before, you will know that I have an awful lot of tools and equipment on board the boat for maintaining Blown Away. This is because over the years I've grown used to doing things myself rather than paying other people to do the jobs for me. So the only tool that I bought specifically for doing this is the hydraulic crimping pliers that you see I'm using now, because the last time I did this I soldered all of the connections and it takes forever. So for the sake of 60 euros I can strongly recommend buying one of these tools. So with the power cables made up, it's time for me to connect up the batteries. And I'm working fairly late into the night to get this job accomplished.
And I would like to put an anchor light on. know how dark it is. I was not planning to work on this as late as I am. Believe me. But I've got no option but to get it finished. I suspect I'll end up altering some of these cables. This one I'm just putting on, I completely forgot to put the heat shrink in it, which it sucks. I tell you, I was rushing. I hate wiring. Seriously, I hate wiring. 12 volt service, 12 volt, and ready. Nothing happened. Why? Why? Okay, on switch. But it's currently running lithium. But oh my god, it might actually work. That's incredible. I've definitely got power. I've got power and nothing caught fire. So far so good. I'm liking it. So yesterday we got the 12 volts in. They've been on overnight, no problems at all. They're currently on charge using the generator and the AC charger. I have no idea how much they use because at the moment I can't monitor consumption, etc. That's on my list of things to do, but first of all I need to get the 24 volt system running because that is my refrigerator. I don't have a great deal of food in there, but I need to get some, obviously. And the other thing that the 24s run is the windlass. So currently I cannot pick up anchor if I needed to. Hence I'm in this bay because it's relatively safe. But I do want to get that windlass up and running. So my 24 volt system is the next set of batteries that are going to be fitted. I can run the engine, I can winch up the chain, I can run the refrigerator. Yeah, so that's today's project. How much is the fridge using? How much are the solar panels putting in? All through this.
Well, that's it for now. If you want to see if this project catches fire or not, you're going to have to come back next week. Also coming up next week is an exciting announcement on new crew. Small hint, watch the rest of the outro. And I know I say the same thing every week. Thank you so much for your support. I cannot believe that we have such good supporters. The McKenna family, David Luchford, Captain Svetlana, Graham Elvey, thank you so much for your monthly donations. And these immensely attractive people coming up on your screen now who have made one-off or sometimes more than one-off donations. Thank you very much from an old coffee addict. And we're soon to be joined by a new crew member. Tune in next week for more details. And life just wouldn't be the same without you. Matt, Michael, Ian, Miles, Timmy Offey, JG, Jim Bracken and Johannes, thank you so much for your Patreon support. It goes miles. And these immensely popular polo shirts are still available on Ko-fi. Thank you very much for watching the videos, and if you would like, you can click on the button to the left, which will give you more videos. Click the button on the right and you will subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like it, share it with your friends and all that stuff. Bye bye for now.